All righty, guys. Hopefully y'all could come over to this new live stream that I've got going on. I'm going to give you a second. I see a few people coming on. Can you guys hear me now? All right. Danielle says she can hear me. Awesome. Yay. Sorry about that. This is my very first live, so you guys will have to bear with me. I'm a signing agent. I'm not like a tech person. So thank you guys for your patience. I appreciate it. Awesome. Okay, there you go. I see you guys on here now. Awesome. Awesome. Yay. Perfect. Kim is here. Hey, Kim, how are you doing? We've got Kim. I've got Darnisha. Hi, how are you doing? I've got Jerry. How are you doing? Good to see you. Awesome. Thank you, Jerry. I'm trying to learn how to do all this stuff. There's a lot to learn. Awesome. There's Tina. Hey, Tina, how are you doing? Awesome. Good to see you guys. I'm seeing some familiar names that I've seen before. So that's awesome. Happy New Year. I know it's 2020. Can you guys believe that? It's a whole nother decade. I'm old enough to remember the Y2K stuff. I don't know if any of you guys remember that, when everybody thought that the world was going to come to an end at 99 and our computers were all going to blow up, but we're still here. So awesome. Awesome. Perfect. Hey, Renice Notary Service. Nice to see you. How are you doing today? Lots of awesome signing agents. Okay, so Jerry, you're new to hearing about being a signing agent. Have you had a chance to take a look at any of the videos that I've done? Hopefully you have. Hey, Carlos. Yes, look at all the other lovely ladies that are here as well. So there are a lot of lovely signing agents and handsome signing agents as well. Hey, Robin, good to see you. Jerry, I'm glad to see that you have had a chance to take a look at some of my other videos. The name of what I'm doing is called Signing Agent Basics. So obviously I'm trying to teach you the very basics of becoming a signing agent. All right, we got Marie. Hey, Marie, nice to see you. John is back. Yes. Again, John, I think you missed it when I was telling people, sorry, I had that technical difficulty. I'm a signing agent. I'm still learning about all this tech stuff. So thank you guys for your patience while I am getting it all together, working it all out. Thank you very much. It's been a lot to learn. It's been a lot to learn trying to put together YouTube videos and Instagram. I wasn't an Instagrammer before this, so all of that. Judith Ivy, hey, I've seen you on a lot of different comments and stuff. So good to see you. Leonardo, good to see you. So guys, you guys know I'm in San Antonio, Texas, but I'm curious to know where y'all are from. So tell me some of your cities and states where you're from. Let me know. I'm curious. Jerry's in Texas. Awesome. We're in Texas, girl. I'm a Texas home girl. Where are you at in Texas, Jerry? Thank you, Tarsha. I just decided to stop fighting the gray and just go with it. So, you know, my mom thinks it's hilarious because I'm more gray than her. So too funny. We got Sacramento in the house, Dallas, Texas in the house. I got lots of people in Dallas. 305, Leonardo, is that your area code? We got St. Louis, Missouri, El Paso, Texas. Awesome. Lots of folks in lots of different areas. I can't even pronounce that. Is that Waukegan, Illinois, outside of Chicago? Awesome. Carlos is from an attorney state, but there's still opportunities in attorney states. Birmingham, Houston. I've got lots of friends in Houston. Jerry's in Fort Worth. Awesome. Vanceburg, Kentucky. That's right. Miami, Florida. Great place to vacation. Vegas. Went to Vegas twice last year. Awesome, guys. Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you all for joining me on this very first Facebook Live. Tina, we got similar hair color. It's pretty awesome. But thank you guys for joining me on this Facebook Live. And I want to just first of all tell you guys, thank you so much for following me on YouTube, for subscribing, for following me if you follow me on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn and all of those other areas. I don't know if any of you have ever tried to put together a YouTube video or any of that good stuff, but a few months ago when I decided to start doing this, you get kind of nervous. Like I'm sure some of you are nervous about being a signing agent. You get kind of nervous because you're like, oh my gosh, I've never done this before. Is anybody even going to watch? Is it going to make sense? Are they going to like it? Are they going to hate it? Is it going to suck? And so guys, I was super, super nervous about starting a YouTube channel. But I've been a signing agent for about 13 years, and people are constantly asking me how to become a signing agent, asking me to mentor them, asking me to come up with YouTube videos. And so I finally decided to just bite the bullet and give it a shot and see if I could do it. And y'all's reaction to it has been awesome and amazing. And thank you all so much for your follows, for your comments, for your support, for your messages. I honestly, guys, try to reply back to every interaction that I get from you guys. I try to reply to every comment here on YouTube. I try to reply to every message that you guys send me. I try to reply to every comment on Instagram, Facebook, all of that good stuff, because I sincerely do appreciate all of you following me. And I also appreciate all of your feedback, because believe it or not, I listen to y'all's feedback and I try to adjust what I'm doing so that the videos and the content that I'm putting out for you guys is helpful and it is what you want to see. I see a bunch of Detroit people in the house. I got a lot of friends from Detroit. Hey guys. But yeah, I just want to say, first of all, thank you so very much. As you guys have seen, I've got my signing agent basics videos that I've been putting out. Every week you get one on Friday. You get a longer video on Friday. And then on Tuesdays, I've been doing my quick tip Tuesday videos. But I've also had a few people ask me, and this is obviously a very good question, is who the heck am I? How did I become a signing agent? And how do I know the things that I know? So I kind of wanted to give you guys a really quick background about me in case you were interested, and how I became a signing agent and the skills that allowed me to become a good signing agent. So I actually was in the mortgage industry. From my very first job was in the mortgage finance industry with a major bank from 1999 until 2007. I was a mortgage loan officer, and then I was also a mortgage loan processor and a processing manager. And that gave me the skills to understand loan documents. So I've never had to take a course. I've never had to take a class, because that was literally my job, was to understand the loan process and to understand loan documents. Jerry's asked me what my Instagram name is. It is Signing Agent Basics. I'm Signing Agent Basics everywhere. But like a lot of you guys, after working that regular job for about 7-8 years, I got a little bit frustrated. Sometimes it can be really frustrating having a job where you're not in charge. You have to punch a clock, you have to be there at a certain time, you have to ask for permission for time off. And sometimes you can also be limited in what opportunities are presented to you in that position. And so I kind of gotten frustrated with the job that I had. And I actually had a friend who ran a title company in Austin, Texas. And if any of you are familiar with Texas geography, Austin, Texas is just a couple of hours, not even a couple of hours, about an hour and a half north of San Antonio. And so she ran a title company in Austin. And as a favor, she asked me to do some loan closings for her here in San Antonio. And so, of course, she was my friend. I said, absolutely, I'll do it. No problem. And so that was actually my very first loan closings, were as a favor to her. And so I did the loan closings for her. Everything to me was totally easy, because again, this is just what I had been doing for forever. And then I had expressed to her my frustrations with having, to punch a clock. And a lot of you guys are probably frustrated with the jobs that you have now, which is why you're looking at, moving on into doing something different. But I was expressing to her my frustrations about it. And she was like, well, why don't you just become a full-time signing agent? And this was in 2007. And I had never heard of a full-time signing agent. I didn't know that was a real job. I didn't know that people would actually pay you to do this, so this was all news to me, just like being a signing agent is news to some of you. It was totally news to me. And she told me that it was a real thing. And I don't know, maybe I was a little bit crazy, but I literally went to my boss's office and said, you know what? I'm going to quit. I'm going to do something else. And I quit. I don't necessarily recommend that you guys do this just because I did it. I leapt before I looked, so I definitely would not recommend this, but I just took a leap of faith and I trusted in the skills that I had, and I trusted that I was going to be able to succeed. And that was in 2007, and it is now 2020. So 13 years later, here I am still succeeding. So for any of you who had kind of wondered, hey, is being a signing agent a viable full-time career? I can absolutely, positively tell you that it is, because it's been my full-time career for the past 13 years. Honestly, guys, I don't think I could ever work a real job again, because the freedom and the opportunity that you get being self-employed is just amazing. You can't compare it to anything else. So that was just a little quick background about me. You guys have been asking a few of the same questions over and over again. So I wanted to go over a few things that I get asked over and over and over again. And probably the biggest question, especially after watching my How to Get Business video, is how to get direct business. How many of you guys wanted the answer to that question? Let me know. Type something in the comment section to let me know that you were interested in how to get direct business, because I know you guys are, because y'all keep messaging me. You keep going in my inbox. You keep commenting. You keep saying, I want to know the secrets to getting direct business. And if you see me looking down, guys, I've got notes, because you guys know I like to give you specific information. So I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. So the answer to how to get direct business is not something that I can answer in 1 or 2 sentences. But I will tell you this, that business should chase you and not the other way around. So then you're asking me, okay, well, how do I get business to chase me? And the way that you do that is by being very good. Okay. When you are a good signing agent, you do not really have to go out searching for business. People will bug you asking you to do signings for them. A lot of people are like, well, there's so many signing agents in the industry now, so many more people know about signing agents than before. It's not, Kendra, it's not like when you started in 2007 and there weren't as many people. There's a lot more people now, so I can't get the business. Yes, you can, because just because there are a lot of signing agents does not mean that there are a lot of good signing agents. Good signing agents are still in demand. And so, guys, not to toot my own horn, but I'm going to tell you this. I have not bought business cards since 2007, 2008. I think I still have some of the very first business cards that I ever purchased. I have not had a website since my very first year. I don't really market. People come to me. So when you are a good signing agent, like I said, the business will chase after you. And I know a lot of you guys are going, okay, well, how do I become a good signing agent then? And honestly, the answer to that is training. I already had the skill set because of the job that I had prior to this. But for a lot of people, if you've never worked with mortgage documents before, if you have never really dealt with the mortgage part of it before, it can be very intimidating. And, a lot of people are like, oh, well, you're not supposed to explain any documents. All you're supposed to do is just basically say, sign here, sign here. That's the unauthorized practice of law. That's not really correct. Technically, and I said this in one of my videos, guys, you can answer what questions. If somebody asks a question that you can point out in the documents the answer to, you can absolutely do that. And there is a way to explain documents and point out things to people in the documents that will make the signing easy for them. You will know that you are a good signing agent when at the end of the signing, you hear things like, wow, that was the best signing I've ever seen done. When a realtor or a customer says, wow, I thought it was going to take 2 or 3 hours and you got this done in 30 minutes. Wow, I can't believe. If they start off with wow, then you know you're doing something right. People, when you are good, will let you know that you are good. So you are going to need, guys, to invest in yourself, and you're going to need to invest in your business. Okay. And I'm not just saying money. You are going to need to invest time. A lot of people think, again, because they just heard about becoming a signing agent. Oh, I get my notary stamp and then bada boom, bada bing. 2 days later, I'm going to get all of this business. And it doesn't quite work like that. You're going to need to invest in learning. You're going to need to practice. You're going to need to, learn how to run a business, because this is a business, guys. People tend to forget that this is a business. And a lot of times we still have that mentality of being an employee. And, when you get a job with a regular company, you walk in, they hire you, they train you. If you do something wrong, they give you more training. Well, it doesn't work like that as a signing agent. As a signing agent, especially since you are self-employed, this is your own business, then you have got to be the one to make sure that you get the training that you need. And whether that training come from paid courses or whether it just come from your own research, you have got to do the work to get the training if you want to be good. And I think all you guys said you wanted to be good because you want direct business, right? Yes. So realize that there is no Harry Potter signing agent training out there. And what do I mean by that when I say Harry Potter? There is no magic training that you're going to watch 10 minutes and then they give you a magic word. And then after you say that magic word, all of this business is going to start rolling in. There is no magic wand that you can wave. And after you wave that wand, all of this business is just going to start rolling in. Because like I said, again, people ask me, well, how do I get business? And again, that's not a simple 1 or 2 sentence answer. This is something that you do have to put some work in and you do have to be committed to doing. But I want to tell you guys this. If you are committed, if you are willing to put in the work, if you have decided that this is what you want to do, I promise you, you can absolutely do it, because it really, guys, isn't hard. And I've said it over and over again. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's not difficult. A big part of it is just confidence. A big part of it is just being able to talk to people. A big part of it is having a basic understanding of the documents, which each and every one of you can absolutely learn. So I saw you guys have been asking a few questions over in the comment section. So before I keep going, I'm going to go ahead and take a look at some of those questions that we had over here. Let's see. Getting signings as a new signing agent. How do you get folks to give you a chance? That is from Tiffany. Tiffany, again, that is a great question. The biggest part of it, again, is having training, being confident in yourself. A lot of people will say, oh, well, a title company won't hire you if you don't have 2 years worth of experience. That is absolutely not true. If you know what you're doing, and they can tell from conversation with you whether or not you know what you're doing, they'll be willing to give you a shot. And also signing companies, even though they don't pay as well as direct business, there are signing companies out there who will give brand new signing agents an opportunity. So some people find it easier to start off with signing companies. And as long as you are either Making sure that you are getting paid enough from that signing agency to cover your costs, then there's nothing wrong with working for a signing company. And again, watch my how to determine your costs and profits video if you don't know how to do that. Or, and I really don't like this option, but some people do it. Or you can take one or two. I honestly would not do more than two. You can honestly take one or two signing company signings at a cost that won't really make you any money. But do it with the understanding that you're only doing this for experience. Basically, think of it as an internship, and then only do one or two max. I absolutely would not do more than two signings maximum at a fee that does not make you money. And then once you've got that one or two, Tiffany, then you've got the experience that people say that you need, and then you're good. But again, if you are good, nobody cares how much experience you have. I have a couple of signing agents that I mentored, and they were getting direct business within 3 months of training with me. So, you don't have to have a ton of experience. Awesome. All right. So I think I answered that one. Tina wants me to do a mock signing with different documents. So, Tina, basically, part of what I was going to announce today is that I am going to have a training course coming out probably in 2 weeks. And it is going to be called Signing Agent Advanced. So guys, the videos that I'm giving you here on YouTube are the basics. Signing Agent Basics is what it's called because it is absolutely the basics. But the advanced things that you guys have been asking me for, I will have a training course coming out for it soon where I am going to go over all of the basic documents that you're going to see over and over again in a signing. I'm going to tell you what I say on each one of those documents. I do a 1 or 2 short sentence explanation for every document. And guys, again, I've been doing this for 13 years, and that 1 or 2 short sentence explanation for 99.9% of the signers has been perfect. They have not had any problems understanding what that document is about. So I'm going to go over all of the documents. I'm going to also go over a settlement statement and a CD in depth. One of the things that's going to make you a good signing agent and that will make direct business come your way is your ability to be able to go over the settlement statement thoroughly. A lot of title companies, when you're doing direct business for them, a lot of what you're going to be doing is signings for purchases and sellers. And they tend to be a lot more detail oriented about wanting to know what different things on the settlement statement are for, because they've entered into a sales agreement and they want to make sure that all of the points in those sales agreement has been met. So I'm going to teach you in depth how to go over the settlement statement. I'm going to go over all the documents. I'm going to do a mock signing with you guys, and I'm going to go over all of the different things that I do and that I suggest to get direct business. So again, like I said, I haven't used business cards in years because I got a secret weapon that I use instead of business cards that's better than business cards. So Tina, answer to that question. It will be in the training. What is the process? Jerry wants to know to become a signing agent in Texas. So to become a signing agent is pretty simple. You basically need to be a notary. So you need to figure out what the requirements are in your state. And Jerry, here in Texas, they're actually really simple. I've actually got a video that I will send you the link to that tells you all of these steps. But you become a notary. And really, you don't even need NNA certification after that, technically, to become a signing agent, but most companies will require it. So then I would suggest that you take the NNA, the National Notary Association, their certification class. You're going to need a printer. You will need a laser printer. A dual trays laser printer is best so that you can print both letter and legal size paper, but you can get away with just having a single tray printer. And then you need reliable transportation. And then again, to be really good, you need training. It's really not that hard to be a signing agent. Lulu asked, is the LSA test hard, the loan signing agent test hard? So I'm assuming you're talking about the National Notary Association certification test. I don't think that the test is hard. Their test really goes over their signing agent standards. And so you will actually have a link to those standards when you go to take the test. It is basically an open book, open notes test. So you can have that open while you're taking the test. The remaining questions are basic questions about loan documents. So if you purchase the NNA's book that you can purchase as a part of the training for that course, the answers to the document questions will be in that book. So what I always tell people when they're going to take the NNA certification test is, first of all, take your time. It's open book, open notes, open everything. So you should be able to find the answers as long as you take your time when you take the test. Let's see, what else do we have? Perfect. Carlos uses a dual tray printer by Brother. Yes, Brother and HP are probably the most popular printers out right now. So absolutely. I actually use, it's really funny because somebody asked me earlier and I told her that I would address this on this live, asked me what kind of printer I use. So I actually have a very, very old HP laser printer that I purchased used off of eBay about 7 years ago. It's an HP LaserJet P2055DN. Again, I purchased it 7 years ago, so the model itself is probably about 10 years old. And it's been working great for me for the past 7 years, guys. And I've had it, a little bit of service done on it, but it's been working great that whole time. So as long as you take care of your printer will take care of you. And I will have a video coming up soon on signing agent basics about different printers and what to look for when you are purchasing a printer. Where do you take the NNA certification? So if you just go to the NNA website, it'll tell you exactly what they do. They have a whole signing agent section. And then also in my how to become a signing agent video, I have a link for it down in the description box. Lulu wants to know, is having a real estate license a good thing when becoming a signing agent? I don't really see a benefit in it. And honestly, you're going to study a lot harder for the real estate agent test than you ever would for training to be a signing agent. It doesn't hurt, but it is absolutely not a requirement. Look there. Tina said she took the NNA test a couple of days ago, passed it. It wasn't bad. It isn't hard, guys. Trust me. It totally is not hard at all. Awesome. So I think I caught up with most of you guys' questions. So I did not want to keep you guys on live for super long today. So I did want to tell you, if you look down in the description box for this live, my very first webinar for the training is going to be free. So that way you can kind of get a little sample, see if it's going to work for you. So definitely go down into the description box below and click on the link to register for that webinar training. It is going to be next Thursday, the 9th at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So I think that's noon on the East Coast and then 10 a.m. on the West Coast. So click on it and go ahead and register. The seating for that is limited. It's not a super huge webinar room. So if that is something that you guys are interested in, definitely go down, click on the link and make sure that you register. And then in that webinar, because I'm still kind of working out some details, guys, this is new to me too a little bit. So I'm working out some details, but on the webinar next week, that's when I will have all of the pricing details and all that good stuff for you guys. But to let you know, it is going to be a 4-week training. And I'm going to do about a 2-hour live webinar every week. And again, I'm going to go over in depth how to explain the settlement statement and the CD. Because I'm telling you guys, being able to do that will super impress title companies and people that you want direct business from, because most signing agents either don't really understand it, can't explain it, can't point out answers in it. So when you're able to do that, you're going to impress title companies and you're going to impress realtors. And I'm going to tell you, some realtors are kind of hard to impress because they're used to the not so good signing agents. So when they run into a signing agent who has been trained and they know what they're talking about and they're able to properly explain that settlement statement, they're going to request you to do their signings because that type of signing agent is hard to find. So I'm gonna have one whole course, or one whole section just on the settlement statement. And then I'm gonna have another section on the other documents and basically do kind of a mock closing on that. So I'm gonna tell you how I explain all of the documents, basically how I speak to the signers, what I say to the signers on every single document. So you'll have that. I'm gonna have one whole section on how to get direct business, where to go, who to ask, what to do when you talk to them, what you should do once you found someone who could possibly give you direct business. And then I'm going to have another section on different tools and things, apps and stuff that I use. Again, these are things that are not going to be in my signing agent basics video, because again, my basics video, I'm just giving you the basics, but I do have some, tips and tricks up my sleeve that kind of differentiate me from a lot of other signing agents out there. And I'm going to give you guys more information about all of those things in the webinar. So let's see, Tiffany, how does webinar work for us folks who work regular jobs? Okay, that's a great question. So I have not settled on the exact time for the webinar. When you guys register, the free one is going to be Thursday at 11 a.m. And if you miss it, you will have an opportunity to watch a replay. So even if you're not on the webinar live, you will have the opportunity to watch the replay. I really hope that most of you guys can get on there live, because again, I want to have a longer question and answer session for you. And obviously I can't do that if you are not there. So you will have the opportunity for the replay if you sign up for the free webinar, but for some reason you are not able to attend. When you register for the replay, I think when you register for the replay, I'm also asking you guys what times work for you for me to do the remaining training. So that way I can kind of take a poll and see what days are good for you guys, because obviously I want to do the training on a day that the majority of the people can attend. And then if for some reason you are not able to attend the live course, then you will still have access to the replay afterwards. You will still be able to message me. And another thing, I am going to start a private Facebook group for all of the people who have signed up for the actual course. So even after we do our, 2 hours of training on a particular day, if you go through stuff and you're having questions later, you'll be able to contact me directly in the Facebook group where I can answer questions. But specifically for the one that is next Thursday at 11, if you are not able to attend, I really hope you can, but if you're not able to attend, you will be able to see a replay. Tiffany, will this training help those of us who live in an attorney state? So Texas is not an attorney state, so I do not have a ton of information about attorney states, but this is my understanding, and I'm going to do some research and I'll verify this. My understanding is that if you are in an attorney state, you can still do closings for properties that are not located in that state. And so, yes, if you are in an attorney state and you're able to do closings for properties outside of that state, then this training will still absolutely help you. So for example, I'm obviously in Texas, but I closed a property in Hawaii the other day. I close a lot for Colorado properties. I do some for California properties. So there's always going to be people who live in your state who have properties in other states that they need a signing agent for. But again, I don't live in an attorney state. I'm going to try to do some more research, and I would also suggest that you do some more research to find out exactly what you can do as a signing agent in an attorney state. Carlos says attorney states work well doing part-time and weekends. So there you go, somebody who lives in an attorney state. And Judith, you are correct. Because I had to switch to a new live screen, the link is not there. So let me see if I can grab it real quick for you guys. And then I will post it for you. Let's see, it's going to take a second for that to pull up. So I'm going to put it here in the comments in just a second. Another question while I am looking that up that people ask is, should they get their notary commission before becoming a signing agent, or should they become a signing agent first. And if you are only planning on doing loan signings, then I would suggest getting your training first and then go ahead and get your notary commission, because it will take you a little bit of time to go through your training and to be prepared. So that way you're not wasting a month or two on your commission. But if you are also planning on doing general notary work, then I would say go ahead and get your commission first, because then you can actually do general notary work while you are training to be a signing agent. So it just totally depends on what you are planning on doing. Okay, guys, so there we go. Just put the link for the webinar sign up. Let me make sure it's working. I just clicked it. Boom, and it is working. So I just put a comment in for the webinar link. Again, this is a free webinar, no cost to you guys. You can sign up for it, and it's just going to be a longer training and Q&A than what I'm doing right here on this YouTube live. Tommy, what's up, Tommy? Tommy's been there with me from the beginning. Tommy says that attorney states are busy with signings in Alabama. So there you go, guys. People who actually live in attorney states. Carlos says that attorney states work well. So people who are actually in attorney states are letting us know that it is absolutely possible to be a busy signing agent in an attorney state. Let's see, Tiffany is in North Carolina, thinking of moving to Houston for better opportunities, as I know that Texas is an escrow state. So yeah, no attorneys here. Super easy to get your notary commission, super easy to become a signing agent. The only wonky thing about Texas is our Texas home equity loans, cash out loans on primary residences, and they can only be closed in an attorney's office, a lender office, or a title office. That's one of our little weird things. Every state has its own little quirks. Let's see if I missed anybody's question. Carlos said that he used to be a real estate investor and he learned a lot of the terminology. And absolutely, again, you know, part of what you're going to have to learn when you first become a signing agent is just the real estate and mortgage lingo. It's going to be learning new words and learning new terms. But again, it's not hard. Trust me, you can absolutely do this. I have taught people how to do this from scratch, and they've been totally able to do this. Lulu, I'm in Florida. Are the documents the same in each state? So the main documents are basically going to be the same. And you're going to see as you get into it and you start doing closings that the bulk of the documents are going to be the same. Things will differ a little bit from state to state, and documents differ a little bit from lender to lender. But the majority of it, 90% of the documents is the same. So, you know, they may look a little bit different. They may call it something a little bit different, but it's all basically the same documents. If somebody hands me a loan package for California or Colorado property or Hawaii property, I can go through it with no problem because it's basically the same thing. Awesome. Perfect. Let me see if there was any other questions or things that I wanted to go over with you guys. So one thing that I did want to tell you, one of the best things about being a signing agent is that there is no one looking over your shoulder while you're working. You ever had a boss, you know, micromanaging, looking over your shoulder, making sure you're doing everything? But at the same time, one of the worst things about being a signing agent is that there is no one looking over your shoulder, micromanaging, making sure that you do things. So guys, the biggest thing that you're going to need to be successful as a signing agent is you have got to be self-motivated. I can give you the tools. Other people can give you all the tools that you need, but you have to be the one to implement the information that's being given to you to be successful. We can give you what you need, but nobody is going to hold your hand and make you be a successful signing agent. So you're going to have to learn to get the dedication, the self-motivation, Tommy just pointed out time management is a big one. I'm gonna tell you, when you get self-employed, that sofa gets really comfortable. It's hard some days to get off of the sofa because you don't have to punch a clock. So you have to learn how to have good time management. So again, it doesn't matter what tools you have to be the one to implement it. And then another big question that people ask that I did want to go over is, how long will it take for you to get business? And that's really a hard question to answer because it depends on a lot of factors. But again, the biggest factor is, how hard are you willing to push to get this done? Again, I've seen people who have gotten direct business in just, literal weeks after getting training. And then I've known people who have been doing signings for months or years who barely get any business. And it's because they just don't have the motivation to get out there and do it. John just pointed out daily habits, so important. You've got to set up a set of good business habits because, guys, that's what this is. This is your business. It's not a job. This is your business. So you really have to approach it as a business. So I didn't want to stay on here this long, guys. Y'all got me talking. This was not my plan. I only wanted to be on here for a short time. If you have another question, type it in real quick. I will try to answer it. I'm going to hang on here for just a second just to see if you guys have any other questions. Is there any information on real estate lingo? So Tarsha, are you asking, will there be information on real estate lingo in my course? Or are you just asking, is there a resource for real estate lingo? Let me know. Let's see. But yes, I'm going to go over some of the real estate lingo with you, obviously, in my course. I'm going to teach you what to say. And then, Google's always a great friend. Should you create an LLC? So Lydia, with that, I would tell you to talk to a tax preparer or advisor. There are pros and cons to having an LLC. There's pros and cons to being a sole proprietorship. I can't answer that general question for you. Talk to a tax preparer or advisor. Where can I get the application to become a loan signer in Texas? Jerry, I'll message you because I'm not quite sure what you're asking. So I'll send me a message or a comment, and I will get with you to answer that. I'm going to put my email address in really quick, guys, as well. So if I did not answer your particular question, you can send me an email. Sorry about that noise. Boom. There we go. So if I was not able to answer your question on this live, feel free to send me an email. I'm pretty sure you guys are all subscribers, but obviously if you are not, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. Make sure that you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. There is going to be a replay available of this video if you want to watch it again. And again, the link to sign up for the free webinar is up there. Make sure that you click on that and get registered. But guys, again, I just want to say thank you all very much for joining me on my very first YouTube live. And I look forward to seeing some of you guys on the webinar, hopefully all of you guys on the webinar. Feel free to message me on any of my socials. You can send me a comment here on YouTube. You can send me an email at the email address that I just listed. And of course, guys, I got to wish you a productive and